Boop. So,
Wow.
wow. As you know, jets are getting removed, and I'm not here to discuss this. I'm not here to talk about this. I'm here. uh, Ketty, RIP reboot because yesterday the server crashed and it blew up and everybody got rolled
Beans,
back.
beans, 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 beans.
This is never going to go down well. But yeah, let's talk about this. Hang on here. So jets are getting removed, but hold on. If we find, where is it? Where's the freaking beginner? All right, here we go. This paragraph here is what I want to talk about right now. Now, you guys can discuss it with me because I'm curious what you guys think. This is coming from my perspective as somebody who has a very high level beginner and who knows how other high level beginners feel about this. So, all the way through winter, you have the opportunity to switch your jet to any explorer. And as you can see here, we know many of you have worked hard towards your progression, blah, blah, blah. Additionally, any jet character that has not transferred by the time of the winter update, early 2024, will be changed to beginners. Beginner. Now, what does that exactly mean? I'm assuming that means a permanent beginner. And as some of you might know, I do have a permanent beginner. Oh, Rune of Might is so fun. I do have a permanent beginner, and not only do I have a permanent beginner, I have a very high level permanent beginner. This right here is my permanent beginner at level 266. And now if we look at the player ranking for beginner, there is a lot of high level 260 plus. Well, there's four. There's my beginner, which is the highest at 266. There's Cursed Apple, who actively actually trains on his beginner, right? He doesn't just do events, he just doesn't do Monster Park. He actually trains on his beginner at Scrapyard, if I remember correctly. And he plays like every day, pretty much. He's absolutely hardcore, and his beginner's extremely funded. And 275, which is when they increased the level cap from 250, happened in January of 2019. It's been 4 years and 3 months now. 4 years and 3 months for me to gain 16 levels. I was the only beginner at the time who was 250 by the time the 275 level cap got increased. And to put that into perspective, if you wanted to train to level 266 nowadays, you could get from 250 to 266 in like less than a month if you train really, really hard. Now, because jets can turn into beginners, if they do not uh, partake in the job transfer that is happening, they essentially get free top beginner spots. Even if you're like a 250 jet mule for Legion, it's incredibly, like, you have an incredibly long period of time where you could just simply level up your jet to out level up any beginner on this page. It is extremely impossible for a beginner to get anywhere close to the amount of XP you can get as a 250 plus player. Even if you are sitting training strictly only at Arcana, you can easily probably get to like past 266. And if we look at the Jett rankings, at least in NA, we have span from 283 to 270. I can't even see this. 278. And in case you're wondering, so why it's different for beginners is because beginners have zero access to Arcane River, zero access to the high level Grandis to 60 plus area. The fastest way to level up a beginner is you do Monster Park Extreme, you do Twilight Period Monster Park, you partake in any events that give level up potions, and then you just simply train at Scrapyard slash Dark World Tree or get leeched there. These are like level 2. There is Heroes of Maple as well. Yes. There is like level 2. What do they even go up to? Like 219, 214 the mobs go up to in the Scrapyard slash Dark World Tree. You can't enter Arcane River because you do not have 5th job. So essentially any of these jets, look at, there's 10, 15, the list, I mean the list goes on. There's so many jets that could very easily just get way past the highest level of 266. Like look at this. There's so many, and basically 4 years of me sitting there waiting for events, partaking in events, essentially goes away, and any jet could very easily just switch and surpass that in a couple of months. I think that's incredibly unfair. Like I personally, as the top like rank 1 beginner, I personally don't care, but I know how hard like the other beginners on that leaderboard work and how much they care about that. Like they really do want to be in that top beginner spot, and it means a lot to them, way more than it will ever be like mean to me. So I personally don't think that change should happen. I don't think it will get changed. I think it will just simply happen, and I'm just curious as to what people think about that.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Yeah, so on top of that, like if you get changed to a beginner, you can just job advance to whatever class anyway. So why do they get changed to beginner if they don't pick? Thank you for that. So I personally think that it shouldn't happen, but it more than likely will. And I'll say, like, I thought for sure that Cursed Apple was going to get the top one beginner spot over me because he actively trains his character. I don't do that, and I was fine with that. I thought for sure, like, yeah, my rank one beginner spot will get taken from me, but I never thought in a million years that the reason I lose my rank one beginner spot after like 10 years of holding it was because of the Jett class. So yeah, I'm just curious as to what people think about this. Let me know. That's it, pretty much. Yeah, it kind of sucks, and I wish it wasn't going to be a thing, but it is what it is.